Last week, the House and Senate started the ball rolling on next year's budget, which starts in October. In short, it is nowhere near what is needed to gut the Washington Leviathan. If Doge has big balls, Congress has very, very small ones at the moment. The House plan, the better of the two, though not by much, includes an additional $200 billion for the border, an additional $100 billion for the military, which is already grotesquely overfunded, and a minimum $150 billion per year cuts to spending beyond what Doge delivers. It pairs these with $400 billion per year in tax cuts, which extends Trump's first-term cuts and makes some extra room for things like tax on tips and overtime. Alas, thanks to Joe Biden's $2 trillion deficits, the House plan also hikes the debt limit by $4 trillion, which covers Trump for 2 years, maybe all 4 if Doge can make some real cuts. Of course, this is nowhere near the fundamental transformation of the federal government that Republican voters voted for. The Senate plan is even worse. There's no tax cuts. They say they're saving that for later. They want $350 billion for the border and $150 billion for the military while mandating just $4 billion in cuts. That's with an itty-bitty B, not a big, beautiful T. So the way congressional budgets work is the House and Senate draft these resolutions as guides for the nitty-gritty budgeting, which happens in committees, the Armed Services Committee, the Agriculture Committee, the Science Committee. If they disagree, as they do now, given only the House is cutting taxes, then they have to negotiate to a single resolution that both chambers vote on. When they do finally work out the details, they'll try to pass the budget using something called reconciliation, which is a way to pass bills with a simple majority of Congress instead of needing 60 votes in the Senate, which is the filibuster. Reconciliation is only supposed to be used for budgets, taxes, and debt ceilings, although Joe Biden drove a truck through that with his $1 trillion slush fund for green energy, the hilariously named Inflation Reduction Act. And reconciliation is important because there's only 53 Republicans in the Senate, not 60. So without reconciliation, they need votes from Democrats who want to kneecap Trump from Doge to energy to deportations. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained.com. Congress has until summer to negotiate a single resolution. The biggest battles will be over taxes. The House wants them now. The GOP Senate wants to put them off. But the core tension is between small government Republicans who want even more tax cuts and big government rhinos who want to keep the swamp very well funded. Still, even the House bill does not come close to what Republican voters want. Not 150 in cuts, but $1 trillion. Not $400 billion in tax relief, but a virtual disassembly of the IRS. Republicans in Congress are still living in the days when Mitt Romney represented the party, back when you would toss voters a couple bones and keep the rest. Those days are gone. Republican voters are watching, and they are pissed off. If Republicans in Congress don't seriously sharpen some pencils, they could be looking at a whole lot of primaries come 2026. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.